Afternoon, folks. I'm Dave Canterbury with Self-Reliance Outfitters in the Pathfinder School. I'm down here at the Pathfinder School training area today. And I want to show you a couple things real fast. And I want to give some credit to a good buddy of mine in this video. We'll talk about that as we go. But what I want to show you is, I'm sure that you've seen in a lot of my past videos, these Delron, this one happens to be 3D printed, but these Delron toggles that we keep on our rapid deployment ridge lines. I keep one on my utility cord all the time. And this one has two bail notches cut in it and a hole that's off center. And I started out with a wooden toggle, then I went to Delron, and now I've got a guy working on 3D printing these for me because a lot of guys have said, why don't you sell that? Why don't you sell that? And so in case you haven't seen the video on this specific dog bone toggle, the whole pretense of this toggle is so that you can use this piece of gear multifunctionally as a utility cord in your pocket. So not only do you get the functions of all the cordage, you also have this dog bone. And this dog bone does several things. Number one, it's offset. So when you drop it into your bottle and you pull it up, it hooks on the shoulders of your bottle to pull it out. And when you take tension off of it, it goes slack one way again so you can pull it out really easily. At the same time, you can take this same toggle and you can just roll over a half hitch and snug it into that upper hook. And you have a hook for under a tripod for a bail to hang a pot over the fire. At the same time, you can also use something like this as a tensioning device very easily without having to tie any knots in your cordage. And I'll show you how that's done real quick too. All right, so I have a pretty short example here between two trees, but you can see that I have this one just a running bowline through the tree, and that could be a second toggle if this is your ridge line, okay? And I'm showing you this in reference to a ridge line. So I would wrap around my second tree, and generally I would tie some kind of a overhand slip loop in this line to use as a rope tackle. Now, if this is my ridge line, all I'm gonna do is take the long side of this and turn it sideways like this. Give myself enough slack in this thing to turn this over into a half hitch and put it through the hook just like that. And then pull it tight. And once I have that, all I have to do is come through here and hook into this one. And that gives me my rope tensioning device. And I can tie that off just like I normally do by coming over the top with a slippery half hitch and tightening it down. And it's tight. And when I want to get it undone, I just loosen the slippery half hitch and everything falls free. And then the toggle comes out really easy here. All I have to do is loosen this line and it's free again, okay? So this is a multi-purpose piece of gear. And I want to show you another purpose for this thing today. And then we're going to talk about my buddy Dan Woak in a video he released about a month ago that goes right along these lines that I think is perfect. So this time we're going to leave this toggle against the tree instead of putting it through the loop. We're going to pull the rest of the rope through our loop just like this. And we're going to leave our toggle long side down through the tree so it can be pulled out like this, okay? And then we're just going to come in here and tie ourselves a slippery half hitch in here. Pretty simple, just like that. Now, essentially what we have here is the same thing that we can just take our pack, pull that hook out a little bit and drop it on there. And because you got that long side down, it can't flip over. You don't have enough slack in the line to flip it, and your pack is hanging off of that hook. That's a perfect way to do this. Now, let's go back to Dan's video on this. In Dan's video, what he did was he took several of these pieces of wood that were the size toggles, bored them through and put them on the line, and had multiple hooks around the tree to hang gear off of. And that's a good idea. If you want to have multiple toggles that you have to drill and things like that, you're going to keep it that way. That's a great plan for a bushcraft project. In this case, where I've already got this utility cord in my pocket, I have a single hook here that I'm going to use for something like my backpack. If I want multiple hooks on here, what I can do is just put other hooks in with marlin spike hitches. So let's talk about that real fast. So now I've got my utility cord with my dog bone on it, my Pathfinder dog bone there. And if I want extra on here, all I need to do is just cut myself some toggles. And this is a comment on Cold Cracker's video I saw, by the way. It's not something I just came up with. This is on Cold Cracker's video. It was one of the comments. The guy said, hey, instead of boring all those holes, why not just put marlin spike hitches on there? As you know, the marlin spike hitch, to me, is the most versatile bushcraft knot you could possibly know, okay? And so, again, all we're going to do with that is we're going to take the line and we're going to turn it over on itself, and we're going to climb up the line. And then all we have to do is put a toggle in there and cinch it down. And we basically have a marlin spike on that toggle, all right? And we can do that 2 or 3 different places on here to go around the diameter of that tree. The good thing about it is they're fairly easily adjustable. So if we think one of them's a little bit too close or too far, it's easy enough to move them. And now we're just going to take our line and put it around the tree again, just like this. And we can make sure we got toggle. This toggle here is movable. Take this and strap it to the tree. We'll move this closer to the knot to kind of make them evenly spaced, just like that. Again, we'll tie a good slippery 1/2 inch in here that can't move. Now, if we want to hang our pack off of here, we can do that. And that's on our T-bone toggle, on our regular toggle. And then we have 2 other toggles we can hang equipment off of. So if we want to hang something up like our canteen bag, just come in here and pull out another hook. If I want to hang up a jacket, come out here and pull up another hook. It's very, very simple, simplistic, and it works well. Okay, guys, so listen, that's just a really good, quick and dirty, bushcrafty type trick you can use. It was another introduction to the Pathfinder dog bone, so you know that we are working on that. We're just trying to get the material correct so that there's no way that thing's going to break on you no matter what you're doing, and it can withstand heat from being dropped in a bottle of boiling water. Those are some of the things that we're trying to overcome with 3D printing that you don't get with Delron, but we're almost there. This is the final production prototype. I wanted to make this video today, and I also wanted to give credit to Dan Wowak, Cold Cracker Bushcraft, who is a very, very good friend of mine. Always has been, always will be. I would support him 150%, and I recommend you go check him out. If you don't know who he is on YouTube or on the internet, go check him out. Check out his website. He's a great guy. He used to work for me. He went out and did things on his own. He never talks any crap, and he did things right. And that makes him a good guy in my book, and I'd support him no matter what. We still talk quite often, and we're still friends to this day. Guys, I appreciate you joining me for this quick video. Give Cold Cracker's video a look as well. I appreciate your views, and I appreciate your support. I thank you for everything you do for school, for family, and for business. All of our sponsors, instructors, affiliates, and friends, and I hope to see you this weekend at Vinton County at the fairgrounds here in Southeast Ohio for the Heritage Skills event that used to be called the OSS Boot Camp. It's now called Heritage Skills. I hope to see you there. Again, admission is free. There's a parking fee you have to pay for a day pass, but admission to the event is free, and there will be lots and lots of vendors and lots of instruction going on there. That's all free to you once you get in. So with that said, I'll see you guys on the next video. Thank you.